Hi, I'm Jim Knotts, President and CEO of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund. Welcome to today's virtual reading of the names. 2022 marks the 40th anniversary of the dedication of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. As part of our commemoration, we'll host an in-person reading of the names at the wall from November 7th through 10th, 2022, when all 58,281 names on the wall will be read aloud. In the lead up to that event, we'll be reading names each day online while sharing the photos of these heroes. For our daily virtual reading, the names of the service members will be read by month and day of death between the years 1956 and 1975 in alphabetical order for the given day. We apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. Know that our readers are doing their best to honor these service members. We hope you'll listen and watch each day and share with others as we remember and honor those who gave their lives during the Vietnam War.
Michael John Allard, Richard Michael Arnovitz, Paul Jasper Austin Jr., Tom J. Bagenstos, James Kalon Baxter, John Robert Beck, George Albert Bell Jr., Danny Lee Bittner, Archie Sherrod Bowen, William Reinhardt Buff, John Shelby Burford, Thomas Burke Bush, Marvin Jean Butterfield, Donnie Ray Campbell, Farrell Richard Carew, Samuel Roger Castellano, Ronald Bruce Churin, Dwayne Allen Cleffish, Douglas Coates, Douglas Carroll Coker, Patrick Joseph Connors, Benjamin D. Coy Jr., Roger Pinkney Crow, James Albert Dalton, Keith Richard Davies, John Edwin Davis, John Thomas Demoline, Robert Earl Dew, Richard Eugene Ferguson, Harold Philip Grasser, Antonio Ambrosio Grau, Robert Vernon Gray, Maurice John Hawes, Terry Michael Hammond, Robert Allen Haney, Edward O'Day Haskett, Oral William Hawley, Ramon S. Hernandez Jr., Sammy Don Hoff, Julian R. Hooper, Harold Clayton Hunter II, James Henry Jessman, Ralph Edward Johnson, Howard Warner Johnson Jr., James Walter Jones, William Francis Kelly, Benjamin Edward Kelly Jr., Gary Lynn Klingler, Ralph Max Knight, Terrence Joseph Kudrow, Timothy Michael Lang, Roy Hamilton Leach, Howard S. Lindekamp Jr., Charles Louis Magliaro, Jack Ivan McGuire, James Allen Manger, Paul Stephen Merrick, Tobias Earl Markison, Israel Martinez Jr., Robert John Mercer, Gary Keith Moore, Vaughn Shaw Morgan, Robert West Morgan, Gary Wayne Morgan,
Pedro Juan Thomas Mota, James Franklin Mott, Reginald Allen Mundy, Daniel Joseph Murphy, Terry James Newmeyer, Donald Ray Okamoto, Eugene Carl Pacheco, Marvin Russell Parker, Donald Neal Pencil, William Franklin Pepper, John Joseph Pinder, Charles Herman Piper Jr., Frank Solis Porter, Edward Lee Rankin, Jim Marble Reed, Willard Wayne Riggs, Robert Sidney Roberson Jr., Kenneth Dale Robinson, Gary Jean Rogers, Nicholas James Raymond, Jorge Alvarado Silvas, Samuel Oliver Small, Harvey G. Smith, Alan John Smith, Alfred James Smith, Charles Edward Smith, Jr., William Haskell Smock, Tadeusz Sosniak, James Edward Square, Otto Stone, Jr., Larry Dean Taylor, John Leo Tracy, Richard Eugene Traster, Leon Paul Triddle, Gregory Neese Trimnall, Charles Danny Turnbaugh, Gerald Wayne Van Doneklar, Scott Mitchell Werner, William Leon Vick, Ernie Lee Wallen, Robert Lee Weiser, James Edward Wenzel, Richard Thomas Wilhelm, Charles Robert Wilkerson, Jack William Wilkinson, Jimmy Williams, Reuben Charles Williams, David Lewis Wilson, William Edward Wolfe, Jr., Eugene Eben Wolters, Ross W. Wood, Jr., Richard Franklin Yetu,